clear. All right, we are live. We're good to go. All right. Cool. So, how are you feeling after the World Series?
Oh man, I would tell you, Monday was rough going to work.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. I like it.
In
I'm a fan.
the best possible way.
Okay. Okay. Cool, man. So, crazy week of football, crazy week of baseball. Basketball's getting hot and heavy, and hockey's getting hot and heavy as well. So, I like it, man. Tell me what your thoughts on that World Series were. Oh, we're talking Interference Sports. Thanks for joining us. We're talking about everything from baseball, hockey, football, mostly baseball and football today. But so we'll go ahead and get hot and heavy in the into the baseball. So tell me how you're feeling, Boston fan.
Oh yeah, it is a good year. And it was a great series, and it was great playoffs in general from all the teams, and just this year, baseball as a whole, this whole season, I thought it was a great season.
It was a good season,
and not just because Boston ended up winning.
It was a good season. I was very impressed with the entirety of the American League. Honestly, that was really just kind of where I was at. But
right. I mean, I didn't watch much of the regular season of the National League side of things.
I think the NL was pretty much just doomed from like midway through the season.
Well, I mean, when you end the season and you got 3 teams in the American League with 100 wins or more,
that's a good year.
That's obviously the teams that are making the playoffs they're bringing something.
That's a definite good year, man.
Yeah, and I forget what LA ended up winning or ending the regular season with, but I think it was sub 90 wins.
Sub 90. Okay.
I might be wrong on that one though. I don't know.
So breakdown of the Boston game or the World Series here. Boston won game 1 and 2, 8-4, 4-2. Then LA comes back and wins in 18 innings. Man, that's 2 baseball games.
Yeah,
that's crazy, man. I did not watch all of that.
I watched all of it.
I did not.
That was, oh man,
that's a lot of baseball.
I was tired. I was just sitting there. After watching that game, going into Saturday, I really figured, my thought process on that was that whoever wins the game after that, which ended up being the Red Sox, was going to win the series, because
LA chokes again, Dennis says. Yeah, dude, that was what I was going to say, man. Back-to-back years, dude. That's heartbreaking to be a Dodgers fan. For those Dodgers fans, I'm definitely not a Dodgers fan, so I don't feel that. But I think one of the things I was going to talk about is Kershaw is just not the juggernaut of the regular season as he is in the postseason. Like, he just does not show up in the postseason, and I don't know why.
I'm not sure if that's necessarily anything to do with Kershaw so much as how David Roberts, managed that team, especially in the playoffs.
Well, and he kind of like really grinded on Kershaw. I think there was definitely a few innings deep where he could have been taken out sooner than he was.
You could say the same thing that the Red Sox did the same thing to David Price, but I don't know. I just watched the games. I didn't sit there and count or anything. But I feel like Kershaw ended up pitching more than David Price did.
Yeah, definitely. I feel that way too.
He was in because I think David Price in the World Series pitched in all except for one game, and he started 2 of them. But then his other appearances were an inning and a half of relief.
I think he pitched two thirds of an inning as well. I'm not sure. Yeah, okay.
I mean, they played five games, and I'm 90% sure that he pitched in 4 of them.
Hey Devin, I see your comment here on Twitch. Go to the Game Changer Sports Network, like that Facebook page, and then go ahead and we're live on the Game Changer Sports Network. That's where we're at. We moved over to our new home. This is where we're going to be streaming from now on. So so join us there. I think just bad coaching, Dennis. That's right. All right, Devin found it. Bad coaching. I really think so. I'm not an MLB coach, so I'm not going to sit here and say I could have coached the team better. But there's definitely times where I feel like Kershaw could have been taken out beforehand.
Yeah, and another thing that, I just like watching baseball. I don't really like getting into the whole, summary of the coaches and all that. I don't like doing it with football. I really, it doesn't matter. The coaches don't matter to me.
Okay.
But Roberts made some just strange calls.
I agree.
Not putting people in, and when he chose to take people out, it didn't make a lot of sense to me. But
hey, it's the World Series. Yeah. Coaching changes.
Well, not even pitching changes, but changes to their batting too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I totally agree. I definitely saw that. Yes, you could have coached better. Damn, bro. Okay, well, hey, you know what? Why did he pull Hill? I don't know, man. And Dennis, I maybe you're right. I think that was absolutely poor in regards to how well he coached the team in the regular season as opposed to in the postseason. But the Red Sox dominated this whole series, dude. If you really look back at it, there wasn't really any kind of, other than the amount of strikeout totals where LA had 53 and Boston had 56. I think the bats just destroyed. Runners in scoring position, LA had 4 of 20. And they only got 4 in out of 20 in scoring position. And then Boston had 12 of 27. The opportunities were there more for Boston, and they capitalized on it way more often. That was just poor pitching also.
Well, it was poor pitching, but also Boston has better base running, and they have better hitting.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. They were by far the superior team going into this series.
And that wasn't just for the World Series either. That was the whole season.
Absolutely.
You take one guy out of that Boston lineup, there's another guy, there's a Xander Bogaerts, there's a Rafael Devers to step in and take the place of JD Martinez or Mookie Betts or whoever. And they're just as good.
Yeah, but Devin says...
At batting, anyway.
Devin says that he couldn't believe how they steamrolled the Yankees, Astros, and LA. Dennis said it also. He said Red Sox were the team to beat. I feel like it was really heavy on everybody talking about how good the Astros were, and it was really everybody was angled at the Astros. But if you really look back at it, Boston was the team to beat this year. Absolutely, Dennis. Dennis was right.
Yeah, I would agree with that. The only reason that I ever thought that the Astros would knock off Boston is just because of the pitching.
Okay.
And at the end of the regular season, the kind of... I wasn't all that impressed with the Boston bullpen by the end of the season. So, I turned out to be wrong on that one. And right. I'm glad I was.
Absolutely.
I'm very glad I was.
How do you feel about, how is his name pronounced? Pierce? Steve Pierce?
Oh, Steve Pierce, yeah.
Yeah. How do you feel about him getting the MVP, man? I personally thought that David Price should have got it. I think David Price, his pitching was lights out.
I think either one of them, I would have been happy with either one of them getting it. Honestly, I think it could have got, you could flip a coin, and in my mind, and both of those guys would deserve it.
Right. And Devin says Kimbrel stink sucks. I think at the end of the towards the postseason, he was kind of going through this little a hump that he had to go over, and he I feel like he cashed out pretty well. Astros pitching faded at the end of the year. Dennis is right. I totally agree with that. I think they collapsed when it was time to time to ball. Loved it. Yeah, I always like watching the Astros lose, man. That's one of my favorite things, being a Mariners fan.
Yeah, and if you could put on the Mariners hat for a second, anytime the Astros lose.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
Co-MVPs, but Price killed it. Yeah, I definitely think Price should have got MVP. I feel like his pitching was lights out, and I think that was, I don't know, man. I think I wouldn't say he saved them the 2 games, because the bats definitely saved them.
Right.
But his pitching alienated the Dodgers' chances to get hits and to get runs and to get on base.
Yeah.
So, it could have gone either way. I saw Game 4 and them coming back in Game 4 from the deficit that they were in the inning before. Mm-hmm. I was like, okay, well, the Dodgers are going to come in here and win this one. And then they came back in the next inning, and I was like, okay, well, Boston's going to win the series now. Game 4 was really the turning point for me.
Yeah, Game 4, that was a game.
Yeah, definitely. That was a good one. So, yeah, like I said, I think Kershaw is definitely not the postseason guy that needs... He's on his end of his contract, right?
Yeah, this is his probably going to be his last year.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be with the Dodgers anymore, man. That's for sure.
And I hope that's not what they were doing, but it sure seemed like they were just like, well, we're not going to have you next year, so we're just going to abuse you and
grind
get
it
what
out
we can
while we can.
And
well, I didn't really see anything else unless you want to talk more about it. I mean, Boston wins the World Series, guys. There it is.
The greatest part was the last out.
The last out. Oh, strike, dude. I shared a picture of him with a swing, and it was like him shaped like a K. Strikeout, baby. It was nice.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, bro. Good stuff.
That is, yeah.
More baseball talk here. I don't know if you guys were following on what's going on with the Mariners, but they let Denard Span walk. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Wow.
They let Denard Span walk. They did not re-sign Denard Span.
And they didn't
going into free agency.
Jeez.
Yep. I don't know what's going on in this front office, man, but damn, bro.
Bro, that's how the Mariners like to do things. They have a season where they try and build up your hope a little bit, and you're like, next season.
Yeah.
We got them next season. No. And then they win 60 games.
Yeah. Devin says, did you see the power rankings have the Sox 4th next season? Did not. But, I wouldn't start worrying about the power rankings just yet. Maybe a little bit into spring training. There's a lot of off-season stuff to go on.
Oh, yeah. There's
a lot of off-season stuff to go on. Okay. So, yeah, they let Denard Span walk, and definitely pretty upset about that. But, it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, what can you do? I mean, those poor Mariners.
If you can take and go on to the actual page that we're streaming on and try and share it on a whole bunch of stuff, that would probably try and share it as much as possible.
Is that on Facebook?
Yeah. Ramudo asked for a trade. I didn't see that. I didn't see that
either, but
it wouldn't surprise me. So. I believe you. So yeah, I mean, in that regards, season's over. You know what that means?
It's time to start watching hockey.
Time to start watching hockey. It's time to start watching hockey. Hockey, dude. I'm gonna grind it down your throat, bro. Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah. So
I think I'll go back to baseball. Can't wait for April.
Dude, I'm disappointed in what I'm seeing in the team that I follow in hockey, and I'm not gonna dive too deep into it, but the Blues are dead last, and it is very disappointing to watch. That stinks. But hey, dude, yeah, hockey now. Let's get into it.
Okay.
Marlins. Okay. No, so I'll have to look that up, Dennis. I'll have to look more into it. But yeah, so we'll go ahead and start moving into NFL talk. If you got more to say about MLB.
No.
Okay. Hey, dude, trade deadline was today, man. Ended at 4 p.m. Eastern time. And there was quite a bit of shit going on. Golden Tate got traded to Philadelphia for a 3rd round draft pick. Demaryius Thomas got traded to Houston for a 4th round draft pick. Seahawks released Brandon Marshall. Ty Montgomery, after the debacle that was the fumble costing the Packers the win going against the Rams, he got traded. It was a fire sale, 7th round draft pick. And they also got rid of Clinton Dix for a 4th round draft pick. And this is one of the ones that I really, like, my eyes kind of opened, that the Rams got Dante Fowler for a 3rd round draft pick. They got Dante Fowler for a 4th round draft pick. Do they need more defense, dude?
No.
The Rams are stacked. They're undefeated. And this is just insanity going on, man.
I don't know. I mean, maybe they feel like they do after that close game with the Seahawks and then with the Packers.
I don't know, man.
Or maybe they just, the price was right. And they're like, why not?
Yeah. Hey, you know what? These guys, their defensive line is pretty good. It's pretty good. And it's only gotten better now. Trade deadline was crazy, man. There was a lot going on. Crazy stuff. Yeah, how do you feel about Golden Tate going to Philly, man?
I was just going to say, that confuses the hell out of me. Why would Detroit get rid of him?
I don't know, man.
I mean,
I wish we would pick him up again.
Yeah, the Seahawks.
Isn't he their one receiver?
I can't name another Lions receiver that is as good as Golden Tate.
Yeah, this last week.
Maybe their tight end is Ebron, right? I think it's Ebron. Look up the Detroit Lions tight end. Daddy Brock, what's up, dog? So good for him. He should have stayed in Seattle, Devin says. I agree, man. I liked him in Seattle. He was always a threat. But this new guy that they have, Moore, man, he was going off, dude. I like seeing that. I was a big fan of seeing that. Is that Jeff? No, his name's Justin. Off-screen guy. You want to come on and say hi? You gotta come forward. Justin? Yeah, that's our off-screen guy. I can't really think of anybody on the receiving core for Detroit that they would get rid of Golden Tate.
I don't know. And, watching
Marvin Jones, Ebron, and Indy. You're right. Marvin Jones. Dennis, you're right.
Watching that the Seahawks game on Sunday, it was like they either threw it to Golden Tate or they ran it.
Right?
That's true.
And with a Doug Baldwin combination with Golden Tate, that would have been pretty nice. You know what I'm saying?
And it would have been way better than keeping Percy Harvin.
I agree. Oh, man.
That
guy
he's a great punt returner.
That guy kind of
cares?
Pooped the bed, didn't he?
Yeah.
Man, that's crazy. Demaryius Thomas going to Houston. That's good for Houston. I don't really know too much about what's going on with the Broncos for them to trade Demaryius Thomas. He's always been a good receiver in my eyes. Now Houston's a big threat in that wide receiver core. DeAndre Hopkins, Demaryius Thomas, that's going to be nasty. That's going to be fun to watch.
Yep.
Whoever has Deshaun Watson as their quarterback in fantasy is going to be loving this. Yep. Love that. Come up with a little one there. So I also saw, and it was earlier in the week, but the head coach and the offensive coordinator of Cleveland got fired. How do you feel about that?
I thought that was inevitable.
I thought it was maybe finish up the season and see where they land before you fire him. But you don't think so?
No.
Dude, they got Baker Mayfield as a first-round draft pick, and that kid needs to get molded. And instead of having coaching changes, if this guy's going to be the face of your franchise, why do you get rid of...
I agree with that, but I also think that's why they didn't start him in the beginning of the year, is because they were planning to play this year with...
and they fired the offensive coordinator.
Yeah, I see. Yeah.
With... God dang.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Devin.
What's his name? Oh, that's going to bug me. The quarterback they started the year with. Travis...
No. I can't remember now.
Anyway, but I figured that they were just going to, play this year with him as quarterback and then be like, oh, wait, but we have Baker Mayfield, and then probably try and squeak out another year.
Okay, well, I see that. I see that. But you're coming off of an 0-16 season. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You didn't get a single win.
I know what you're saying. Tyrod Taylor, yeah.
Yeah. You're sitting at 0-16 last year, and you come in the last 8 weeks with 2-5-1. That's a huge improvement. You tied the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're always, and 2-5-1 after coming after a 0-16 season.
And let's be honest,
what did you really expect?
3 of those games
could have easily been won by a field goal.
Right. I mean, 3 of those losses came in overtime.
Yeah.
Yep. So overtime queens this year, man. That organization is a train wreck. I think they're cursed. Yeah, dude. I mean,
I think everybody in Cleveland believes that too.
Yeah, dude. I think anybody who's a Cleveland sports fan, even after LeBron has left, is kind of sweating a little bit.
I wonder how much
it might be another 54 years before they get a championship.
Jeez, man. They're 0-6. I don't know if you saw that, but after LeBron James leaves Cleveland, they fired their head coach. Yeah, they fired their head coach, man. Like, I don't know. We'll get more into the whatever, but we're talking football right now. But, yeah, no, Cleveland as a sports city is kind of in trouble.
Yeah. Yeah.
How do you feel about that Tampa Bay game, dude? The Tampa Bay game was nuts.
And for the second straight week, a starting quarterback has been benched.
Yeah, no, that's, dude, I mean, that's crazy, dude. The dude came back, though. Fitzpatrick played it off.
Yeah.
And, it's the Fitz magic, baby. I was telling you, week 1, week 2, that's the Fitz magic. I like Fitzpatrick. He is not by any stretch of the imagination a great quarterback, but the guy is good enough to do what you need to get done when it's time to get it done, for the most part.
I can agree with that. And I usually enjoyed watching him play with the Jets.
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, he was good there too. Yeah, for sure.
And
he's always a good backup
worse.
quarterback, for sure. And I think in Tampa Bay, he's a good quarterback there. Yeah, see you later, Winston.
Yeah, I think with him as your starting quarterback, I don't know how many games you win, but
I think more than you win with Winston.
I agree, and I think that
I was never really a big fan of them benching Fitzpatrick back after that bad game that he had, and then they were just like, we're going to go back with Winston. Didn't make sense to me.
Well, I think their whole plan was to just have a reason to bench Fitzpatrick so they could put Winston back.
I don't know if we're going to see Deshaun Watson in a Tampa Bay uniform again. I'll go that far.
Well,
I'll go that far.
Not seeing Deshaun Watson in Tampa Bay.
Or not Deshaun Watson, excuse me, Jameis Winston. I said that completely messed up.
I know.
So, I was curious how much a ticket would cost at a Browns game, and I was looking it up for, good seats are $55.
Yeah, those...
For tickets, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
Bring in the fans. Bring in the fans.
Yeah.
Well, what was that? It kind of reminds me of... I think it happened in the late 70s. The... who was it? It was a baseball game. Anyway, they had dollar beers to try and get people.
And that turned into a huge...
Yeah, it turned into a riot because they ran out of beer.
Yeah.
But it seems like the kind of thing that the Cleveland Browns might need to do to sell tickets.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree with Dennis here. Fitzpatrick better than Winston. Absolutely. I'm on board with that. I think he's a better quarterback, and I don't know if we'll see Winston in a Tampa Bay uniform again. That's just my thought process. I don't think we're going to see him for the rest of the season.
Well, I only got to watch a little bit of that game after another game had ended.
Yeah. And they came all the way back, dude. That was a good game.
But I didn't, I saw that he got sacked 7 times and then threw, 4 interceptions?
Yeah.
I mean...
He threw 4 interceptions, man. That's rough.
Yeah.
I also saw a article online talking about Eli Manning and how he needs to get benched and whatever. And I kind of disagree with that. I think they need to start fixing the O-line before they start throwing fire at Eli, dude. He's got sacked a career high of 39 times, and we're only 8 weeks into the season.
Well, yeah, I mean...
That O-line's trash, dude.
And, yeah, he may have, played a couple seasons too long. Maybe he should have retired a couple years ago.
I don't know if that's... I don't know if that's maybe even the case, but
yeah, if you don't have any protection, I mean, that's, square one.
Right. Yo, Daddy Brock says, what else do you stream on? We're on Facebook. Follow us on the Game Changer Sports Network. Come and check it out. Go ahead. What were we saying? Eli Manning.
Eli Manning. Okay. Sorry, got distracted.
No, you're good.
Wheels fall.
I'm trying to keep up with all the comments as well.
Sure. I got you. Yeah, I just think that you gotta have the offensive line. Yeah, that's.
I don't think it's Manning's fault.
Yeah, before you start flying.
Don't throw fire. Yeah, don't throw fire at the quarterback when it's clearly the offensive line's fault. Clearly.
Right. It's not like... sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
It's not like you got a guy, like Russell Wilson, where he's back there running around and he can run himself into a sack.
Yeah, well, and I think that's the biggest problem is like Eli is a pocket passer, for sure, always. Like, has always been a pocket passer.
Yeah.
Not very often do you see Eli Manning run with the ball. Russell Wilson will break the pocket and spin around and stuff, and that makes it hard for the guys who are blocking to keep those angles when Russell Wilson's behind them. So it breaks that angle for the guy to be blocking. I can understand the sacks being there in Seattle.
Right.
But the O-line in New York there's no, and especially when you have a great receiver and a good running back. Yeah, I absolutely agree. And I'll caddy right off of that. I mean, their running back's probably one of the best in the league, top 3 easy. And OBJ is definitely one of the greater. Yeah, can't get enough time to throw to OBJ. How are you gonna do anything except get sacked?
Right, and he's open because he doesn't spend any time drinking water or anything.
That's right.
So.
I like it. Adam Vinatieri. Did you see that? All-time scorer.
Oh, yeah. I didn't see it, but I heard it on the radio.
Yeah, Adam Vinatieri got the most score, like all-time scorer. That's awesome, man. I mean, there's always a kicker, but that's cool.
Well,
He's been in the league for as long as I've watched football, so
yeah, I think 23 seasons now.
Something like that. That's awesome to see, though. Good stuff to see. I'm a big fan of it. Any other games that you saw that you were kind of like, whoa, that was crazy?
Well, actually, one of the games that we were calling one of the garbage games of the week, that San Francisco Arizona game.
Oh, you want to talk about that?
Not really.
That was rough, dude. Yeah, I was watching Red Zone, and the guy who was announcing Red Zone deep into the third quarter was like, or they scored a touchdown for the first time deep into the third quarter, and the guy started clapping. He goes, yeah, now we can finally add this game to our highlights of touchdowns. That was a hot mess, dude.
Oh, yeah.
That was a hot mess.
That game was garbage.
That was bad. Yeah.
But I do like seeing San Francisco lose, so.
First 3 possessions were a punt, then a safety, then a punt, then a field goal, a punt, an interception, a field goal, punt, touchdown, punt, field goal. Garbage game. It's terrible. Vinatieri, man. Yeah, dude. Luck will throw 45 touchdowns this year. That's a bold statement, and I like it. I'm actually pretty on board with that. I can get on board with that. Where's he at right now? Look up Andrew Luck's touchdowns for this season already. But, yeah, I can get on board with that. I can definitely see that.
Yeah.
Have you been paying attention to the Colts at all?
Not really.
Not really. I could definitely see that.
I haven't paid attention to the Colts since they had...
Peyton Manning?
No. The old Seahawks quarterback.
Oh, Hasselbeck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that was the last time I was really sort of paying attention to to the Colts.
It was good seeing him finish up his career as long as he did. I remember when him and Dilfer were fighting for the quarterback position
and in
Seattle.
Marginal success.
Marginal, yep.
23 touchdowns.
He's already at 23. Yeah. I can get on board with 45 touchdowns. I like that. We're halfway through the season.
Yeah.
I can get on board with that. I like that call, Dennis. So, I mean, the New England game was a shit show all the way up until the fourth period, man.
I had hopes. It
was close, man. It was close. You know, that's a rivalry game, so they were
hitting hard. And even the announcers said they were hitting hard.
Absolutely.
It was crazy.
That was a really close match. 23, I think. Yeah, so what was it? He was at 23?
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, you're right, Dennis. But yeah, dude, I until late into the third or fourth quarter, they didn't score a touchdown.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not complaining because I got Gostkowski on my fantasy team. So kick all the field goals you want, New England.
Well, he missed that. He missed the one.
I know he missed that one.
Before halftime.
Bills and Dolphins play Pats hard. Always, yeah. Those divisional matches are always tough, man. It doesn't matter what team it is. I mean, it even comes down to Pittsburgh and Cleveland. They both play each other really hard. They know each other. They see each other 2 times a year. All those matchups are always fun to watch. Interdivision matches are always fun to watch. So, yeah, I don't know any other... Oh, the Jaguars game, man. I'm so sick of this dude, Jalen Ramsey, just spouting off at the mouth. Blake Bortles needs to be gone, dude. I don't know how you feel about that, but Blake Bortles, man. They need a quarterback in Jacksonville, and I'm surprised they did not try and get one in Teddy Bridgewater. It would have been nice to see Teddy Bridgewater do something there. I had both kickers yet.
Yeah, and he probably would have done pretty good there, too. I mean...
I think so too, yeah.
He didn't do terrible with was it the Vikings?
No, he didn't.
You know?
Ravens-Panthers game, man. Did you see that?
I was kind of paying attention to it, but I didn't sit down and watch it, no.
Man, that was I'm surprised that the Ravens defense didn't step up more than it did. I was really shocked at that. Craziness. Crazy stuff.
Yeah, and I don't know, I guess that's just the power of Cam Newton.
Any given Sunday, though.
Yeah.
Any given Sunday. And I'm not saying the Ravens are a stacked defense by any means, but they're definitely a good defense. I think so. Yeah.
Well, and they're a good offense too. I think that's an underrated team.
Jacksonville will be moved to London. They play in London enough; they might as well.
Could you imagine that commute?
Yeah, no, that would
be... man!
Jet lag.
Jesus.
Dude, I would not want to play for the London Jaguars. That would be rough. Sheesh. Alright, so, I mean, I didn't really see anything else that was too crazy to talk about.
The Seahawks, though.
Yeah, we can talk about the Seahawks game.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
I predicted last week that Detroit was going to win.
Yes, you did.
And I really thought that it could have gone either way. Really, honestly, when Detroit scored that first touchdown, I was like, "Oh, here we go, here we go." And then they just came back. The Seahawks just started drilling it and going and going and going, and it was awesome to watch. It was good. The offensive line looks so good right now from comparison to what we were talking about at the beginning of the season.
Oh, or all last season.
All of last season.
Or even the season before that.
Absolutely.
I think this is... it could be... I don't know. I just haven't seen the offensive line look that good in a long time.
Have you been trying to share that video? Have you been trying to share the video?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, dude, it was very interesting to watch, and like I said at the beginning, when we were talking about Golden Tate, Moore looks good, dude. I mean, it's nice to have another receiver that can do stuff as well as he was. I mean, Doug Baldwin was out there balling as well, but it's nice to have a good receiving core finally for the Seahawks.
Yeah.
They have a nice receiving core.
They got I don't know. I think they got nice everything right now.
They got nice everything right now? Okay, well, I think...
Maybe not the best, but...
Not the best, but definitely looking good.
Oh, yeah.
Looking good. Seahawks will make the playoffs at the wild card. I think so, too. I think they're going to sneak in there. I was originally, at the beginning of the season, saying that they would be lucky to get 9 wins. And after 8 weeks of football, I've definitely changed my tune. Being a Seahawks fan, it's rough to say stuff like that. But, I just like to be a little bit realistic and looking at the numbers and stuff like that. And it just, at the turnaround that they've done since week 3 and before that is just phenomenal. And that's just a tribute to Coach Pete Carroll's coaching, man. He's a trust in Russ. I like it, Chaz, and I agree completely. I thought, no way were they going to get 9 wins. And, it's the real test, honestly, in my opinion, is next week when they play the Chargers. And I know you're hating on the Chargers, but I think the Chargers are going to be the dark horse of the AFC, and I keep telling you this. But if they beat the Chargers, man, I feel like the Seahawks are going to be sitting pretty.
The run game for the Hawks are doing awesome.
Absolutely.
And I think that's why we're winning the game most of the time, because we're getting those third down conversions.
Right. Well, yeah, because what was that? The second game of the season, they were 0 for 14, 16 on third down conversions.
Yeah. And that was the offensive line. I think so.
We have I think...
Well, that's also before they started really running the ball.
Yeah, well, and I know they came in, no way the defense is stopping Gordon. I don't know, man. We will see. No, and I really thought, just week 1, week 2, watching the O-line, I was like, oh my gosh, this is just a train wreck going on in Seattle. But it's definitely gone uphill. And very quickly. And I like the adjustments that they've made. Absolutely. Good stuff. The defense looks stout. Chris Carson's running the ball really well. I don't know why they haven't gotten Rashard Penny in there. Does anybody know what's going on with him?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
I think he did a punt return.
Punt return? Okay.
But
okay. So
I'm not sure. I mean, I guess my first thought would be, you're having success with Carson and Davis.
Yeah, so why try to
why
fix something that's not broken?
Right, exactly.
Yeah, I get you. At the end of the game, the Seahawks ended up with 176 rushing yards to Detroit's 34. So, that's that's a awesome on the defense, and that's great for the Seahawks because they are a run-the-ball team. Hurt, I think. He might be. Rashard Penny, I think he might be hurt. It wouldn't surprise me. You said he did a punt return? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think I saw him do a punt return.
Let me see if I see him in the stats here.
I haven't.
But, I don't... Yeah, see, look at that. David Moore got 97 yards with a touchdown with 4 targets and caught 4. That's awesome, dude. It's fantastic. Where was Brandon Marshall in this game, dude? That's why they cut him. Look at this. Nowhere. Not even mentioned in the stats. Punt returns, kick returns. Michael Dixon was doing the punting. Rashard Penny did one return for 17 yards. So he's not hurt. He's playing.
We're 5th in the rushing yards right now.
I think he's dealing with an ankle to get too much workload. Davis and Carson are running the ball better. Penny has been doing punt returns. Yep. Okay, so we got that on point. Perfect. So, I mean, the Seahawks are looking good. Are they going into LA? I think they're going into LA. I don't think this is a home game. Do you know if it's a home game?
I don't.
Help me.
It sure seems like they've been playing away.
It's in Seattle. It's in Seattle. It's in Seattle. Marshall is still in the locker room. Damn. Okay, so you guys want to move right into making our picks?
Sure.
All right. So, I mean, we're sitting at week 9, which means Cincinnati, Indianapolis, Jacksonville, Arizona, Philadelphia, and New York Giants are all in a bye week. It's a lot of byes, man.
Yeah,
so, I mean, we're looking at like mid-season stride here. So first one we're going to look at is Oakland going against San Francisco. That's going to be a crazy game.
That's going to be
Thursday night. So it looks like both teams are pretty on the lower end of league rankings, except they're rushing for San Francisco. But San Francisco's rushing was really only good at the beginning of the season, in my opinion. So that's probably why they're so ranked high. But Oakland, from what I was looking at, is a dog-fighting team. Like, they will bang it out with teams and go... I don't remember who it was, but they played them and they went up like 40, or they lost 40 to 42 or something like that. So it's going to be a dogfight if San Francisco does figure out how to score again.
I'm going to pick the Raiders.
You're going to pick the Raiders? Who are you? You're both
Raiders.
picking the Raiders?
I hate the 49ers. So
I hate the 49ers also, but I'm going to pick San Francisco. I'm going with San Francisco. But I think it'll be a close game. And it really honestly could go either way. Oakland could win this one. Absolutely. Minnesota or Detroit going into Minnesota.
I put my money on Minnesota on that one.
I'm going to say Detroit.
Detroit. Okay, so I think that Detroit, like after watching their like game last week against the Seahawks, I would be surprised. They're like mid-pack in all of the stats. Minnesota's ranked pretty high in comparison, and it's in Minnesota. I'm also going to go with Minnesota. I'm on board with Minnesota. We'll pick Minnesota this week. Chicago versus Buffalo in Buffalo.
Chicago versus...
Chicago.
Yeah, Chicago.
You guys are both going Chicago?
Yeah, they're playing
Yeah,
pretty
dude,
good
it's a
this year.
train wreck in Buffalo. The Bills are not doing good. Back to Seattle rushing. The Lions' rush D is ranked 25, and they give up over 100 yards per game. That's true, but the Seahawks' rushing has been like consistently around 100, if not above 100, for the last like 3 or 4 games, something like that.
I think they even rushed for over 100 yards over the Rams too. So.
Vikings, I think Lions traded Tate. Seems like they're kind of giving up. I think it might be a guts or a fire sale over there in Detroit. Patricia, everybody's saying Chicago. So Buffalo versus Chicago. Everybody's picking Chicago. Bump that one back. We're going to go with the Buccaneers versus the Panthers.
Ooh, that's going to be a physical game.
It's going to be a physical game, but I don't know. So with Fitzpatrick being back in the lineup, it could be, I don't know, but Cam Newton's been playing hot. Cam Newton has been playing hot.
I do too, Justin.
I hate
Yo,
him.
I'm
I hate
picking
him.
in the Toon Squad. I like it. Toon Squad.
But
I hate him.
yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Carolina.
You're going with Carolina.
Just
I'm also
for that.
going to go with you. Cam Newton's been playing hot.
I'm going to go Buccaneers.
Buccaneers?
They
I
came
like it.
back and
just for
over 20 points, so...
They're
But
playing good, and I'm not taking
and
anything
the week
away.
before that, Carolina
Yeah.
did the same thing
Yeah.
against Atlanta. Not Atlanta.
Yeah.
Was it Atlanta? Where
was-
they scored 21 points in the third quarter, and then
I believe so. I
Yeah.
believe so.
Oh, yeah, I think it was Atlanta.
Yeah.
So you're going with Carolina?
me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so we're all going Carolina except for Justin. Devin says Panthers. Fitzmagic is back, but the Panthers will probably pull it out. And then Dennis says Panthers as well. Love Fitzmagic, but I agree with Chaz. I totally agree with you guys as well. I like Fitzmagic, and I'm a big fan of him. But I will. I'll definitely have to tip my hat over to the Panthers side. And it's at home. It is in Carolina. So yeah. So I'm gonna go with the Panthers for sure.
And don't get me wrong, nothing would make me happier than to be wrong about that.
No, absolutely.
But because I just think Cam Newton's just a jackass.
Yeah,
Oh, God.
he's really
God,
cocky and You know, and he should be cocky.
Yeah, I mean, I
He
guess
should be cocky. He's a good quarterback.
Yeah, but watching him like cry at halftime during the Super Bowl just pissed me off. It's
okay.
Get out of here! What are you complaining about? You're playing the Super Bowl,
right? Not a lot of people get to do that, buddy.
Puts his towel over his head.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go pout now. I didn't get my way. Maybe on the way home, Mom will buy me something at Toys R Us. Oh wait, they're closed down.
Oh jeez.
Sorry, Toys R Us.
Dang, shots fired at Toys R Us.
Why? Who's gonna say anything about it?
All right, Kansas City going into Cleveland. Say it. Say it.
Browns.
If you guys haven't watched any of the show, Eric always is down for the Browns. Down for the Brown.
Yep.
He loves saying the Browns.
Yep.
I like it.
Gonna go to Browntown.
I'm there. Jackass. Okay. All right. Cool. So Eric's picking the Browns to upset the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm not doing that.
I wouldn't normally, but
I think Kansas City's going to go in there and smash after the firing of the head coach and the offensive coordinator. I don't think anything's going to go in the Browns' favor the rest of the season. This is just rough watch.
Go Bulldogs.
Go Bulldogs. I like it. Okay, so let's go ahead and move right along. Jets versus Dolphins. This is an interdivision matchup. How you feeling about this one?
Dolphins.
Okay.
Man, I don't
It
know.
is in Miami.
It is
Look
in
at
Miami?
these numbers. Rushing 10th and 15th for the Dolphins' favor.
I mean, it looks like they're pretty much the same team.
Pretty much the same team here. Dolphins are standing at 4-4, where the Jets are at 3-5.
Yeah, I think.
Dolphins.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with you. Yeah,
You guys are both going Dolphins? I'm also picking the Dolphins. I like it. Brock Osweiler has been not terrible, but I mean, I'm not going to say he's been great, but I definitely like seeing him there a little bit more than Tannehill. Jermaine Kearse about to blow up. I like it. Jermaine Kearse.
Miss that guy.
Homeboy. All right.
Yeah, it was tough watching that Detroit game and then watching Luke Wilson drop that one
Oh
pass.
my
yeah,
god.
I was like, I'd never wanted somebody from another team to catch a pass so bad.
That's my wife's man crush is Luke Wilson. She loves
He's
him.
my man.
Got a
I know.
signature right
Yeah.
there.
She was so pissed off when he cut his hair off.
Yep. Yep. A lot of injuries on both sides. Give me the Jets, though. I'll take the under. Okay, so I'm going with Miami as well. All three of us here going with Miami. We're going to go Pittsburgh going into Baltimore. And the offense is definitely a lot better for the Steelers, but the defense is a lot better for the Ravens, excuse me. Passing is, the Steelers are better, but, it is what it is. And their rushing is about virtually the same.
Well, I know you're still holding out that Le'Veon Bell is going to come back. But...
Dude, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it.
I can't believe he's still out. That's crazy.
Well, and they couldn't trade him because he didn't come in to sign his contract before the trade deadline, so they couldn't get rid of him anyway.
Nice.
So, he's out here. Yeah, he's out here just sitting on my bench.
Oh,
Steelers, Connor, about to give me a bunch of points, unlike T.Y. Hilton. All right, Devin. All right, man. Sheesh. Baltimore points. Baltimore. I'm taking Baltimore as well. Actually, I'm not going to take Baltimore. I'm going to take the Steelers. I like the Steelers' run game right now. The defense for the Ravens are definitely better, and I should be picking Baltimore, but I'm going to pick Pittsburgh.
Well, since I was going to pick Pittsburgh, and it seems like we're going to pick pretty much the same thing, I'm going to pick the Ravens again.
All right, well, I didn't pick the Browns.
Let's be honest, I didn't really pick the Browns either, but
I'm
obligated at this point.
Who are you picking, Justin? Baltimore, Pittsburgh?
Oh, Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh? All right, so we'll go ahead and leave that one dead.
Well, and it really is, their defense isn't great, and it's hard to, not side with Ben Roethlisberger.
Ben Roethlisberger, yeah.
Oof,
Elite
that guy.
Flacco shows up this week. Go Ravens. See, I'm telling you, man. I don't want to get in this Joe Flacco debate again, but the boy's a Hall of Famer. You heard it. He's a Hall of Famer. Sheesh. Okay. Lions going into Minnesota. Oh, no, I clicked the wrong one. Excuse me.
No, we
already talked about that. Falcons going into Washington versus the Redskins. Yo, my boy AP, bro.
Dude.
Let's go.
Man.
My boy AP.
That was a runner and a half.
Yo, I'm telling you.
Wow.
Yo, dude, I'm telling you. I was telling you for a little while. Adrian Peterson's coming right back, bro. Coming right back. I'm not going to say he's going to be the best running back like he used to be, but damn. I mean, for an old guy running...
Yeah, but I mean, even if you utilize him as a third down back or something.
I like it.
At 35?
Yeah, absolutely.
Woo. Man, hell of a season.
What's in that cup? Dennis, go back and check my stats that I talked about Joe Flacco on like podcast 3 or something like that. I'm telling you, man. It's all there. The numbers are there. Flacco is going to be in the Hall of Fame. I'm telling you. I like what's going on in Washington. They're 5-2, and Atlanta's 3-4. I don't think they're the team that they were 3 years ago. And even still, if they were the team 3 years ago, Julio Jones is not catching the ball like he was. So
yeah, you haven't really heard. I haven't heard at least.
I don't
heard
think
anything about.
I don't think Julio Jones has scored a touchdown this year.
That's pretty bad.
I don't think he's caught one touchdown pass. For a child beater, I guess he did all right. Jeez, man, that was dark. Whew.
Yeah, damn, Devin.
Oof. Okay.
I mean, yes, I have a collection of jerseys that I shouldn't have, but
yeah. So Atlanta in the last 3 matchups have pretty much demolished. Well, I wouldn't say demolished, but have definitely beat the Redskins in the last 3 matchups.
But I think this is a different Washington team.
So
I think their defense is going to be the standing here, especially now that they have Clinton Ha Dix. Yeah, dude. I'm taking Washington, says the Aaron Hernandez fan. I like it. Yeah, you need to settle down, Mr. Man over there. What's this? Julio Jones?
Julio Jones, 0 touchdowns, 53 receptions for 812 yards.
Okay, yeah. So that's Julio
pretty,
Jones is not catching the way he used to.
No
way, man. I'm taking Washington in the defense, and I like to see Adrian Peterson run all over Atlanta.
Agreed.
All right, moving right along. Texans facing the Broncos. They just made a trade between the two teams. So Demaryius Thomas will not be suiting up in a Broncos uniform this game. He will be suiting up in a Houston Texans uniform. Who are you taking in this one, and why?
Texans.
Okay, and why?
I don't know. I just have a good feeling about it.
Okay, all right. How you feeling about that?
I'm a big Deshaun Watson fan, so I'm going with the Texans.
All right. I like the addition of Demaryius Thomas.
Yeah.
Anybody who has Deshaun Watson on their fantasy team, start. There's going to be a lot of touchdowns thrown. And what did he throw? He threw like 5 touchdowns the other week. Was it this week or was it last week? He threw like 5 touchdowns.
Yeah, I don't remember.
And that was without Demaryius Thomas. This is... I'm definitely down with Houston. The Broncos are not going to win this one. That's going to definitely be the case.
Well, and hey, he might not be what he was a couple years ago, but they do have J.J. Watt too, and he's just a good guy.
Absolutely. He's a good guy and a good player.
Yeah, that's what
Absolutely.
I mean.
Yeah. I'm about the trade for him. I like it. I am too. I like Deshaun Watson for some reason. Deshaun Watson is a good quarterback, man. I like what he's doing over there. Yeah. Dennis says he's taking Denver. I like it. Okay. Denver it is. Seattle versus the Chargers. And in their last 3 matchups, the Seahawks have won 2 of them. And the second one that they had most recently was 48-17, dude. That's crazy. I didn't even know that.
That was preseason.
Oh, was it preseason?
Yeah, August 13th.
Oh, yep. Okay.
They haven't played a regular season game in 3 years.
Yep. Okay. All right. You're right. Chargers versus Seahawks. Let's look at the numbers. Offense is 6th for the Chargers, where the offense is 26th for the Seahawks. Defense 16 versus Seahawks 5. Passing 10th. Passing 27th for the Seahawks. Rushing 10th and rushing 5th for the Seahawks. Where are we at? Who's saying what? Somebody start it. Let's go.
Seahawks. I'm going to pick the Seahawks.
Oh, you want me to go? Okay.
Well, I've been going.
Okay.
So you
all right.
start
So
off.
I've been on board with the Chargers all season. I like what's going on, and I think I've been saying it. They're going to be the dark horse. They're going to be the ones to get in the wild card, and everybody's going to be like, "Oh snap!" And they might even win the division, to be honest with you. But we'll talk about that right now. But I like the Chargers, but the Seahawks have turned it around so much that I am picking the Seahawks, and they're at home. The Seahawks are looking great. I cannot pick against the Seahawks right now, especially after that Detroit matchup. That was awesome. The Seahawks are going to win this one.
I agree. And, yeah, I mean, that offensive line, it has just been getting better and better. The run game is on point, and I think with that added confidence of having an offensive line that Russell Wilson can trust, you're going to start seeing that, Wilson to Baldwin connection, Wilson to Lockett, whoever.
More.
He
Yeah,
could
for
throw
sure.
it to a damn offensive lineman if he wanted to. And I think that's going to be it.
Where is the Chargers defense? I couldn't say. They're 16th, so they're not a slouch of a defense.
No.
So, I mean, Chargers will get out coached. I like it. I'm a fan. Frank Clark will get some. Bring out whiny Phillip Rivers. All right.
Yeah, it also kind of depends on which Phillip Rivers shows up.
Yeah.
The one that has been playing so far this year, or typical beginning of November, mid-November.
I think looking at this, you have to just kind of look at how well the Seahawks have been making the adjustments as much as they have since week 3, week 4. You know what I mean? And the adjustments have been there, and it's been so good that it's hard to pick against the Seahawks right now.
Yeah, and every week it seems like they're fielding a better and better team.
Absolutely. And I think it's only getting better. Only getting better.
And I think that, with this success that they're having now, that, I think they're just going to ride that wave right into a victory.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Phillip Rivers is a less whiny Derek Carr. Okay. Dang. What? Okay, man. I would cry if a 250-pound man fell on my arm while I was trying to throw a ball. I'm just saying. I'm not shaming. I don't have no shame in my game here, dude. That would hurt. So.
Well, dude, it'd be twice my size, so yeah that would suck.
All right, so we'll move into the 8-0 Los Angeles Rams, the only undefeated team left in the league, versus the very hot, high-octane offense of the New Orleans Saints. And this is in a dome in St. Louis. Or in New Orleans, excuse me.
There's not a hurricane?
No. There's not a hurricane, and there's not a whole bunch of people hiding or being stationed inside there to be fed and stuff like that who are homeless. So no.
Huh.
Yeah.
Thought that always happened.
No. The levees, bro. It's about the levees, bro.
I should have done that from Lil Wayne.
Rams, Devin says. Chaz says the Saints. Justin says the Saints. Let's look at the numbers here. The Rams are second in offense against the New Orleans Saints is 8. The defense for the Rams is 8, where the defense is 23rd for New Orleans.
And I think that's going to be the difference.
That's going to be the difference right here, you think?
I do.
You do? Okay. Rushing is number 1 for the Rams, whereas the rushing is 17th with Alvin Kamara. I don't know, man. I am 52-50, but who wins? The Saints? I like it. That's going to be a freaking game if it's 52-50. Man, I like it. What are you saying?
Yeah, screw the Rams.
Yes! I like it. I'm on board. I like that the Packers poked holes in the Rams' plan. You can see where the flaws were, and they need some help in that run game, and I think Alvin Kamara is going to be the man. Alvin Kamara is going to have a good game. I'm definitely taking...
And Aaron Rodgers is a great quarterback, but I don't think he's the same caliber as Drew Brees.
Absolutely not.
Way more fast-paced.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I think that's where the Packers fell short. The Saints are going to succeed.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think
it's going to be a lot of...
The Rams' defense is insane. The Rams' defense also did get the defensive tackle, Dwayne... What's his name? I can't remember. I don't know. I don't remember, but whatever. They just got a new trade, and I know I looked at his numbers.
Play, though.
Yeah. Well, he might not play, but if he does, that's going to be trouble for Kamara. So,
Dante Fowler.
Fowler. So, yeah, let's. I'm really excited for this. This is going to be a good matchup, and I would love so much
to watch
the Rams lose to the Saints. So yeah, I'm picking the Saints. Packers, Patriots. This is gonna be a good one too.
Packers, because I hate the Patriots, and Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady. I feel like they're almost on the same level as I think so.
On the same level as who?
Just
as
stats.
As each other? Okay. All right. Hey, you know what? Everybody's entitled to their opinion.
I mean, it's okay to be wrong.
All right. Who are you picking, Eric?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, baseball's over, so I can take this Boston jersey off. Packers. I'm taking the Packers as well. They're 5th in offense versus the Patriots 11th. 12th in defense versus the 25th for the Patriots. 5th in passing and 21st in rushing versus the 13th in passing and rushing for the Patriots. I know this isn't what you're going to like to see, Devin, but we're all on board with the Pack. Go, Pack, go. Pack, go. And their good running back, Sony Michel, is injured.
Whoa. White did really good. Not as running, but as a back that can catch the ball in the backfield and then run it. White did really good, and he got a lot of receptions, and he did very well this week. The Patriots could definitely... Is it in Gillette? It is in Gillette. So the Patriots definitely... Pack your cheese. The Patriots definitely are favorited. I don't know about the stats and the numbers here, but they're definitely favorited. There's no way they wouldn't be. But I'm taking the Packers. And I like the adjustments that they're making as well. And they almost took out the Rams. So I think they'll definitely beat the Patriots. James White is sick. I agree. He's a freaking monster.
Yeah, I don't know about all that, but yeah.
All right, so let's move on to the Monday night game. It's not going to be very fun to watch. I probably won't watch it. It's going to be Tennessee versus Dallas. This is so fantastic. This is great. America's team. Who are you picking, Justin?
Oh, God. I'm going to say the Cowboys.
Cowboys? Okay. All right. Who are you picking? All right. So the numbers here. Let's look at the numbers here. 30th in offense, 10th or 11th in defense, 30th in passing, and 19th in rushing for the Tennessee Titans. 28th in offense, 3rd in defense for the Cowboys. 9th in passing, and 4th in rushing. And this is in Dallas. Brady comes out throwing over 80 yards for a touchdown in the first 3 minutes of their possession. America's team is playing the Packers. What? What you talking about?
He's saying the Patriots.
Oh, I got you. America's team. Okay, all right.
Well, not according to Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, that's right.
Damn.
All right, I'll go ahead. I like Tennessee this year. I don't know what happened. I thought they were the best team that nobody was talking about, but they really just kind of fell off, and the wheels stopped turning for them. They're 3-4 now. I don't know where they're at in the standings, but it's not looking good for Tennessee. I know that. Houston's 5-3 versus Tennessee's 3-4. So Dallas, you better watch out. Unless Ezekiel Elliott gets the ball rolling, which I think Ezekiel Elliott
is a goober.
Is a goober. Well, I mean, he is kind of a goober. But,
he looks pretty stupid.
Is Aaron Rodgers Canadian?
Is Aaron Rodgers Canadian?
Devin wants to know.
Yeah, fact check. Is he Canadian?
I don't know. His head doesn't do this like South Park. So I don't know.
I'm gonna pick the Dallas Cowboys though. It's in Dallas, and unfortunately, I want Tennessee to win because I don't ever like watching the Cowboys do well. But I'm gonna pick Dallas. I think Ezekiel Elliott's gonna get the ball going. I'm taking Dallas.
I don't know if it's that simple though. But I don't know. I'm not sold on Marcus Mariota as a quarterback there. But I'm still gonna go with the Titans.
The Titans? Okay. Yeah. I like it. Cool. So we have officially gone through the schedule for next week. And
he was born in Chico, California.
Chico, California. So he is a California native? I didn't know that. Ugh. That's strange. Titans for sure. Okay. So we've officially gone through the lineup. And we talked about baseball and we talked about football. I think we need to get going on some hockey. All the bye weeks happening. There's not too much more to pick on the football. So, or there's nothing at all.
Yeah.
So,
well, yeah.
We wanted to try something new here. Can we pass? Yeah. I wish we could. I wish we could.
There's been several games that are just like.
So we wanted to try something new when we didn't. Lakers suck. The Lakers do suck. Okay. So I'll go ahead and say they're 2-5 right now, and the Lakers are just kind of. I don't know, man. Just kind of not there. But I did want to talk about how crazy it was that the Bucks are 7-0 and they're leading the East. Thought that was crazy. And then Golden State's 7-1 with on Wednesday Steph Curry hits 11 threes and drops 51 points. Jesus. Then moving in on Friday, Kevin Durant destroys the Knicks for 41 points. Then moves on to Sunday, KD and Steph nearly combined for 70 points. And then Monday, Clay breaks Steph's record, 14 threes, and drops 52. What a crazy week. What a crazy week for the Golden State Warriors, man. That's insane, dude. But, I don't know, man. The Lakers are just not there. And the Magic's got to maybe look at the coaching staff. But we'll talk about that maybe a little bit later if Eric starts watching some basketball.
Yeah, I've been so focused on playoff baseball that I just haven't really watched or paid any attention to the NBA yet. And what I do, which will start this week, it's not going to be to the Lakers.
Right.
For a lot of reasons.
We were mostly focused on football and baseball, but now we'll kind of like divvy out into watching a little bit of basketball and a little bit of NHL. So we'll start talking about hockey and we'll start talking about basketball, but I haven't really paid too much attention to either right now, as much as I would like to, but I have a little bit. I don't know where you're at, but
like I said, I've been so consumed with baseball.
Right. There's a little bit more precedence with a championship going on as opposed to
right, and especially the team I've been following since I was a little kid is in the playoffs.
Yeah,
kind of a big deal.
Beginning of the season football or basketball and hockey are, you know, it matters, but it's not as important or as imperative as to mid-season or late season stuff. So, I mean, we can talk about that stuff if you guys want to, but we did want to try something new. We're going to try, and anybody who is watching, we got 5 questions that we'll go ahead and have anybody ask us. You can ask us anything regarding like sports stuff, and we'll give you our opinion on it, and we'll go ahead and just shoot from the hip. We're taking 5 just quick questions and just trying to answer your guys' little,
Sure.
Yeah.
And let's talk about something while we're waiting for questions. Let's talk about the potential loss of those preseason games and potential addition to the regular season.
Okay, so I didn't really hear anything about that. Did you hear more information?
I haven't really heard anything more.
Okay.
Rather than just, I think it was in the beginning of September, something that I think Jerry Jones had kind of thrown it out there that in 2020 when they get a new collective bargaining agreement, that potentially they could lose 2 preseason games and gain 2 regular season
I could be on
games.
board with that.
Well, and that's how it used to be.
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't remember it because I think it was in the late 70s or something like that.
See, I didn't even know that.
The season was longer.
I think I could get on board with that. I would definitely like to see that, and I'm only saying that just because as a active fantasy football participant would be the word to say. I would like to see an addition to the season because towards the end of the season, guys have to start doing the fantasy league championships type of stuff.
Right.
And in addition to the weeks, I feel like that would give us a little bit more leeway of, hey, we can end the season of our fantasy league maybe shy of the end of the weeks of the season where guys are getting benched and not played, who are the stars. Like, damn well Jared Goff is not going to be playing week 15, 16, and 17. Right. You know what I'm saying? If you have Jared Goff on your team, why at that point? and it makes it harder for fantasy football players or participants.
Or if you had a Jared Goff where he's a good player, but you're in a situation, okay, probably not as bad as the Browns were last year, but in that same situation, you're still not going to play them. So you're either really good or really bad. You're still not going to play those guys because why risk what you're building for the next season?
Absolutely, I agree. Devin says, disregard that question because we all know the answer. What do you say? Is Brady the GOAT?
Of course he is.
Okay, yeah, and there's no, and you can say disregard, but I'll talk about it. Absolutely. As much as I don't like Tom Brady, but there's no dispute in my mind that the guy is by far the greatest quarterback of all time.
Yeah.
There's no, we all do know the answer to that.
Yeah, and maybe a close second would be Terry Bradshaw, but I never got to watch him play.
I didn't get to watch him play either.
So in my mind, Brady is the greatest of all time.
I totally agree with that. And there's no, go ahead.
If you had more to say about Tom Brady, go ahead.
No.
I was going to move on down to Dennis's thing. And no, I'm not going to talk about Notre Dame football because they're a private school and they get to pick and choose the games they play. And I'm not doing it.
I don't really watch college football just because it's not entertaining for me to watch a team like Alabama who gets the schedule that they get and steamroll every single team that they play, and it's not even close. It's not entertaining. I would much rather watch these guys in like UW or Wazoo. I don't pay attention to Notre Dame football because it's not in my region or West Virginia or
they've actually been doing pretty good this year.
I don't pay attention to college
watch.
football just because I don't find it fun that guys can just get steamrolled the way that they do, and then they sit there and be like, I'm the best damn team in the college football. Like, no, dude, you didn't play the best, and the schedule isn't set up. If they had a better playoff system, I would probably get on board with it, but I don't agree with 4 teams. And I don't like the ranking system that they do. And why even include the top 25 if you're only going to use the top 4 guys of your rankings? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And when it comes to college football, I'll watch it, but the games I'm going to pay attention to are going to be the Oregon State or the rivalry games. The Army-Navy game. I watch that every year. The Apple Cup, obviously, here in Washington.
I watch that, and I watch the Army-Navy games as well, just because I have a little bit of, I'm connected to it. So, I mean, Manning didn't win 5. Peyton Manning did more with worse teams. No way is GOAT. They all get to pick the teams who they play. So what championship is a team sport? I don't know what that means.
I'm not sure what that means either.
Accomplishment. So what accomplishment is a team sport? I'm still not sure what that means.
I think him and Devin are going.
Oh, okay. So let's see if we saw another question in here. No, I did not. So yeah, anybody wants to spitfire any kind of question at us, sports related, we're definitely on board with that. But I would be on board with an extra couple games.
Yeah.
And lose the preseason, because I don't even really pay attention to the preseason at all, because I just feel it doesn't make any kind of a difference.
Well, it makes no difference at all.
And it really just kind of expands your range for your key guys to get injured.
Yeah.
Right. And
I think it's kind of pointless.
Yeah. I mean, basically, what it's turned into, at least in my eyes, is, your actual players are going to play, 2 plays? They might play half the game in the last preseason game, but mostly it's just extended tryouts for guys that are just got on the team.
Right. Absolutely. Pretty much. I mean, I don't know how to go any further into depth with that. So what, he didn't win 5 rings? I don't know, man. They're going back between...
Who the hell are they talking?
They're talking about Peyton Manning, No Way, and...
Peyton Manning and Brady.
I kind of agree with Dennis about Peyton Manning. He did better with worse teams.
Did Peyton Manning ever take a pay cut so that they could build a good team around him?
That's what the biggest thing is that guy knows that it's time to take the pay cuts. Yeah. Instead of being selfish, because he wants the rings and he wants to be the greatest. And I'm still on board with the Brady argument, but I do agree with you. He did do better with worse teams.
Yeah, well, yeah, he definitely did, but...
Oh, stop, Devin. Danny Amendola isn't a terrible wide receiver. Stop. And he's not good because of Tom Brady. If you plugged him into an offense with, I don't know, Deshaun Watson. If Deshaun Watson was his quarterback, he probably wouldn't do as well. But these guys who play for New England are all about getting that ball and then making open space yardage. And that's why it bumps up the numbers for these for Tom Brady, basically. I mean,
and you got other guys on that team that think the same way that Tom Brady does.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
I want to win.
Yeah, I heard... I have no idea what the validity of the statement was, but I did hear that New England was at least entertaining the thought of trading Gronk. And he straight up said, I will retire before I get traded.
Right.
So...
All right, so we're not getting spit at with any questions. So, I don't know. Do we have anything else to talk about?
I liked watching Manny Machado strike out.
I always love seeing Manny. I hate Manny Machado,
with
man.
Passion.
Not a big fan of that guy.
And I don't think a lot of people, a lot of Dodgers like him either.
I don't think so either.
I was listening to just some clips of a Dodgers broadcast, and I forget who it was, but it was after, I think it was Game 4. He came out and it's like, Manny Machado, he's just not a Dodger.
Not a Dodger. Nope.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
I was like, damn.
So I do have a question, and it's from Devin, and he says, how do you find these signings around Seattle? And I'm going to tell you, what I do is I have Facebook pages that are like Seattle sports fans autographs type of thing, and I also have an app on my phone, and the app's called Crave the Auto. CRAVE the auto, like an autograph. And I check it like at least once a week. And I was trying to move on from that, but I try to check it at least. I try to check it at least once a week, and I'll find these guys like the Gary Payton signing that I went to, or this Bobby Wagner signing that I went to.
That was dope.
I'll go and check this app, and then I'll drive out to Seattle, and I'll stand in line for 2 hours and get a signature, because I like having the memorabilia, and I like having the autograph of the memorabilia on guys, or guys signing the stuff, so that it just makes it a little bit more personable for me. And I'll go out of my way to drive an hour to go stand at a freaking beef jerky stand to get Bobby Wagner's signature. I don't care.
We got free jerky though.
Yeah,
we got free jerky.
We got free jerky standing in the line. So I mean, you can't beat that.
No,
you can't beat that.
I keep calling Beacon Plumbing, and he just doesn't show up. So
okay, Dennis says, who you guys think is going to the Super Bowl? Okay, so we're halfway through the season. Justin, who are you picking? AFC. Let's all pick our AFC picks first. Ooh. Are you busting out your phone? Okay.
You go ahead.
Okay, so my AFC pick is, yes, Crave the Auto. Crave the Auto. And there's an app on your phone, and you can Google it, and it's a website also. And you can search in Crave the Auto by state. So if you're in freaking Texas, you can search by autograph signings in Texas, and then get autographs from people who are in Texas. Baseball, football, basketball, and it's just all there. I'm going to pick Dennis, and it's, mid-season stride, but I'm picking the Los Angeles Chargers to go to the Super Bowl on a whim. I feel they're the dark horse. I know it's crazy. I know it sounds nuts, and I hear it. I hear it coming out of my mouth, and I'm kind of like, the numbers. You know that's kind of crazy. But as long as Phillip Rivers continues to play the way he's playing, I definitely feel that they can sneak their way right in there. And I kind of want to just say the Chargers just to raise some eyebrows, and also because I kind of think that it might happen just because of that. That people are thinking, oh, it's the Chargers, and they're like, oh, okay, you think we're just the Chargers? So I'm on board with the Chargers going into the championship. If not them,
The Browns.
the Browns. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. If not the Chargers,
Saints.
it's going to be they're in the NFC.
Oh, yeah.
If it's not the Chargers, it's going to be the Chiefs. And I'll leave it at that. If the Chargers don't make it to the AFC Championship, it's going to be the Patriots and the Chiefs. And the Chiefs will win. And because they'll have the home field advantage.
Yeah, I was feeling either Kansas City or the Patriots. I just think it's hard to go against, Tom Brady's postseason success. So I'm going with the Patriots again this year. I don't want to, but I mean, who else you got? You got the Steelers.
Steelers. Pittsburgh couldn't even beat the Browns. They just beat the Browns. Yeah, they did just beat the Browns. Well, and they also tied the Browns.
Yeah,
But
they beat and tied the Browns. Yay.
okay, so Justin, where are you at with the AFC?
Let's see here. I'm gonna go.
I just think
I'm gonna go Bengals.
Bengals. Okay. Hey, I actually kind of like that pick. I like that pick. I like it. The Bengals have been playing good. The Bengals have been playing good this year, and pretty consistently too.
I get to sneak it in.
Andy Dalton's a
Andy
chinch.
Dalton's a chinch. They're not making.
Okay,
It's not gonna happen.
Okay. I like it. Hey, I knew it was gonna happen.
Yeah, I didn't. With that bye week, I wasn't sure if I could be able to squeak it in, but
Yeah, there it was.
yeah, there
it
was.
If the Chargers are not in the AFC playoffs, and the Chiefs have AFC Championship home field advantage, I'm taking the Chiefs.
Yeah.
But if it goes any other way and the Patriots are in there, Patriots are going to the Super Bowl. I don't see the Patriots going into Arrowhead beating the Chiefs. And I could definitely see the Chargers going into Gillette and winning. The Bengals don't suck. That could be the dark horse. I agree. And that's what I was saying is I've been on board with the Chiefs this year, or on the Bengals this year. They're no slouch. So let's go ahead and spit up that NFC. Let's start with Eric this time. Who's going to be the NFC champions?
I don't want to say it.
You got it. You got it.
The Rams.
The Rams.
Yeah.
I think so too. I think there's nobody else in the division or in the conference that are beating the Rams. So I'm thinking it's going to be the Rams and the Chargers in the Super Bowl, and the Rams will win it.
Yeah.
Maybe it might be the Rams and the Bengals.
Rams and the Bengals? Okay. All right.
Yeah, I'm still sticking with Rams and Patriots.
Rams and Patriots.
Yeah.
I like giving Andy Dalton shit, but yeah, the
Bengals,
Bengals are not a bad team.
Right.
No.
Okay. All right, anybody want to spitfire another questions? Do the Rams blow it? I don't think so. I think the Rams got it, and I think they're winning the Super Bowl this year, whoever they play.
I hope they do blow it.
I hope they do. I haven't wanted to see the Rams do good since Kurt Warner left. So,
Yeah, that's accurate.
anybody want to spitfire another question? Packers? Yeah, right. Get out of here.
Giants, just kidding.
Yeah, I'll take the Giants. I'll take the Giants.
Yo, we didn't consider the Saints.
The Saints.
That's what I
Yo,
was
that's
thinking
actually
second. Yeah,
the Saints. Okay, so
Because their record's not
also,
bad.
yeah, you're right. So
what are they?
6-1.
6-1.
we can talk about that too. So the Rams versus the Saints is actually happening this weekend. So I feel even if they do meet up it depends on their home field advantage, in my opinion. Because I don't think the Rams are going to go into New Orleans and win wherever it's at. Regular season or postseason. But if the Rams have home field advantage, the Saints are going to win. Or the Rams are going to win. I think the Rams win all day, every day against the Saints in Los Angeles.
Yeah, and obviously all of this would be barring any kind of injury. If the season were just
Yo, Brick Cunningham with the 100 biddies. Let's go. I like it. Hey. Okay, sorry. On Twitch. Sorry. We're good.
Oh, okay.
We just got donated $1. Woo. Yeah, buddy. I know it's early, but Toronto is winning the East in the NBA. No. Nope. It is early, and I just don't. I think, honestly, as kind of messed up as it sounds, I feel that Kawhi Leonard will get hurt, and they will not be the team in the caliber that they are right now. If Kawhi Leonard makes it throughout the entire season, then yeah, probably. But I feel that Kawhi Leonard's going to get hurt.
I still haven't been watching basketball, so...
Yeah, no, you got to jump on board with this, man.
I know.
Dude, it's been a high-scoring season, too. Like, everybody's breaking 100, too. Yeah, everybody's breaking 100 this year. So it's crazy, man. So we've hit the 1 hour and 30-minute mark. If anybody wants to spitfire one last question, we'll take it, and then we're going to sign out for the night. But unless you got more to talk about, more to talk about? You got anything to bring up? Anybody wants to spitfire one more question at us, and we'll definitely answer it. And then we're going to sign out for the night. I cannot. As messed up as this sounds, I would kind of actually like to see Milwaukee continue their dominance right now. Like, Milwaukee's doing really good. It's kind of crazy. I haven't really watched too many of the games, but they're 7-0 right now. They're the best team in the league. Record-wise, they're undefeated. Whereas, even Golden State lost a game. The Lakers are 2-5. Houston's 1-4. All these teams that are supposed to be steamrolling. I mean,
look at Utah.
Golden State. Yeah, I know. Utah's 4-2, right? Yeah. Isn't that neato?
That is neato.
Okay, so sleeper. Sonics win the West. I like that. I'll take the Sonics in the West. I like it. Let's go, baby. When are the podcasts? All right, so Dennis, normally we do them on Wednesdays, but being that tomorrow is Halloween, we've got children, and children trick-or-treating is a little bit more of a precedence than doing our podcast, as much as we like to show up for you guys. But we do the podcasts on Wednesdays, and they're usually sometime around 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I do that, and I say around, just because sometimes we're running a little late, just because we got stuff that we do beforehand. But typically, no later than 5:30 Pacific Standard Time. But yeah, we shoot for 5 o'clock. But you guys, thanks for showing up. We got an Instagram, we got a Twitter, we got a Facebook page. Go look up Talk Interference Sports. We got all of the social media, all of it.
Yep. WebMD, we got it all.
All of it. Yeah, I mean, you can find us on WebMD. Look up Talk Interference Sports, and it's a brain hemorrhage.
Yeah, you will die.
It's a brain hemorrhage of too much sports talk. But you guys find us on Twitter, find us on Instagram, find us on Facebook. We love being on the Game Changer Sports Network, and we cannot appreciate them taking us in under their wing. Guys, share the video, put it out there. I also put us on YouTube, but I've missed the last couple weeks just because we've had technical difficulties. But they'll be up on YouTube. If anybody on here likes fantasy football, look up on the Game Changer Sports Network. You can find it on YouTube also. But these guys on the Game Changer Sports Network have a channel called Run the Gauntlet. And Run the Gauntlet is very awesome. These guys give out fantastic advice for fantasy football. These guys are awesome. I definitely recommend going and checking them out. Like the page that they have. These guys are awesome. So, and find us on Facebook also. We're Talk Interference Sports. I think this is the end of the show.
Yeah.
It's a good wrap, guys. We'll see you guys next week, Wednesday, around 5 p.m.
We'll talk about that.
Talk about that. Okay, so obviously we don't know about the time or the date, but so
Tuesday.
Maybe Tuesday again, but usually we shoot for Wednesdays. So
Yep.
We'll talk to you guys next week. Thanks for showing up, everybody. You guys are the reason why we're doing it. We'll talk to you guys later.
Hi, man.
I didn't think I was going to be able to do it. Made it through that one without having to pee.
Me too.